That's right, it's Dragon Ball time! How excited I am for this level. I've played all of the old Dragon Ball games, Buu's Fury, the original Budokai series, Budokai Tenkaichi, even Sagas, and I just found myself loving them all. But hearing about this game, being able to create your own character, go through a new type of story, and play online with friends, I can't wait. So let's pop this bad boy in and get our Dragon Balls on. That sounded dirty. First off, I need to state that I am playing this game on the Xbox 360, so the graphics are lower and there are some issues that I will talk about later. But for now, just remember that everything you see here looks much better on the PS4, Xbox One, and the PC. Oh my god! Starting up this game is like a nostalgic trip back in time. The video, the music, the sound effects, it just reminds me of watching Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid. And no matter how much I love this intro screen, the review just can't be based around that, no matter how many times I love opening it up. No, we're here to talk about the game itself, and what makes or breaks this game. And starting off is probably the most important part of Xenoverse. Customizable characters. This is something we have been waiting a long time for. And now that it's here, we can finally make all of our Dragon Ball Z fanfictions come to life. You can even walk around the world and see other people's created characters that look like this, or this, or even are horribly disgusting and weird like this. Truthfully, this idea is amazing and it's implemented into the game perfectly. When selecting your character, you are given 5 choices for a race between a human, Saiyan, Namekian, Majin, and Frieza clan, with all of them except for 2 having female options. Each of these characters having their own advantages and disadvantages, making for some interesting gameplay when fighting one-on-one. All of the characters have tons of changeable facial and body features to make your fanfiction dreams come to life. Want to be a neon blue Majin Buu? You can do that. Want to be a super evil solid gold Piccolo? Well, you can do that too. Want to be Gohan? Well, you can even do that. But the customization doesn't stop there. The world also features a vast array of equipment that you can find in missions or buy from stores. All of these items have their own effects and stat boosts, adding even more interesting choices to the mechanics of the game. But now that you're finished making your very own Dragon Ball fanfiction a reality, let's actually talk a bit about the story. Now, the one thing about Dragon Ball games that kind of sucked was that no matter what game you played, you had to play through the same thing over and over again. Saiyan Saga, Frieza Saga, Cell Saga, yada 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 yada. Same thing over and over again. And thankfully, Xenoverse is one of the first games to actually change it up a bit, which is a great thing. The story follows Trunks, who is now a time patroller, who watches the flow of time and fixes any issues found. But as more and more issues appear, Trunks can no longer handle them, and gathers the Dragon Balls together to wish for an ultimate warrior to help him. And that's where you come into play. The story sticks to what we love, but changes enough and adds enough to it that it actually makes it enjoyable again. But what Dragon Ball games come down to has always been the combat and how it stands out. And, well, not gonna lie, compared to the older games, the combat system is pretty lackluster. The combos in the game are extremely limited and boring, and all the supers are attached to just a couple button combos that really simplify the game mechanics. Don't get me wrong, the game still controls and feels great and is extremely fun to beat the crap out of people with the amazing sound effects, but the cool combo system just isn't there anymore. Compared to the old game where you could chain awesome long combos together with super moves, teleportations, and other great ideas, this game really just leads you to two different combos that are really hard to build off of. Yes, you can build a cool long combo off of them, but with your opponent's ability to teleport at any time, it rarely happens. On top of that, super moves are extremely overpowered and make strike attacks obsolete for the most part, especially once you can go Super Saiyan and you get the ability to spam ultimate attacks as long as you want for a limited amount of time. The roster list in the game is currently 47, and that's including one pre-order character. And there's also room for custom created characters, which you may think is a lot, but in the more recent games in the Dragon Ball series, these numbers are half, even a quarter of what the roster size usually is. And from what can be seen so far, the roster will be filled using DLC, which would be a cool idea if the DLC didn't include characters already in the game. DLC Pack 1 includes a GT version of Trunks and Kid Goku, who there are already plenty of in the game. And DLC Pack 2 is going to include Mira, an enemy you fight in the story mode as a fully functional character. These DLCs do add some more story and side quests, but overall they just aren't worth the $10 price tag for what you're getting. Also, since the story mode revolves around errors in the timeline, it seems like they use this as an easy out to skip a lot of characters and cheese their way out of doing more work. For example, in the story, Frieza skips her second and third transformation, and the Android Saga is completely skipped, only showing the androids in the future Trunks Saga. For the past little bit, it may have seemed like I've been bashing this game, and that's just because I love it so much and I want to see it grow into something better, whether that be through a patch or through a brand new Xenoverse 2. But don't get me wrong, this game has done some amazing things that no other Dragon Ball game has ever done. The biggest is the ability to create your own character and bring him through the story mode alongside Goku and others to save the day, while leveling up your character how you want and changing everything to your playstyle. And you aren't alone in this giant world, because this is also the first Dragon Ball game to include online, with a huge hub world to explore and meet new friends. Also, while walking through the hub world, you get to see everyone else's characters walking around and get to see all the cool character designs other people have come up with, and even team up with them to do parallel quests. These quests are small side missions you can play with up to 2 others and try to beat them to get rare items and more experience, or even unlock a character if you beat them all. Though the side missions really rely on random number generators. So if you really want an item, you may find yourself playing the same mission a lot to finally get it. But being able to take a friend with you into a quest together is tons of fun, and is something you couldn't really enjoy in past games. The problem with this hub world though is if you want to do anything, you need to walk everywhere. For example, if you're doing a story mission and need to buy more items, you need to walk through 2 loading screens to get to the item shop, then you have to walk all the way back to start the story up. So when you want to do anything, you have to take your time to walk around. It's not too big of a complaint, but it's still an issue. Plus, local multiplayer makes a return, though you can only play on one map as of right now with local multiplayer. But there is also online play that works fantastic if you aren't on a system that's having server issues. Yeah, Xenoverse is having server issues on PC and PS4 a lot, The issue is starting to die down now, but if you have the game for any other systems, you won't really have to deal with this issue. There is also a new feature called Masters, where one of your favorite Dragon Ball characters will be around the hub world, and you can walk up and ask them to train you. And you can learn their super moves from them and eventually have them help you in battle while doing their super moves, which looks awesome. Also, the graphics are outstanding, with a beautiful color palette, mind-blowing level designs, and great cutscenes. Except for the fact that lip syncing is totally off in most of them. But some of the animated cutscenes, I swear, are even better than what the TV show has put out. It looks that good. And the soundtrack to follow it just blows my mind and really gets you pumped to beat up some enemies, especially with all the great sound effects you can hear whenever you hit an enemy or launch a power attack. It really is just so weirdly satisfying, and it's an experience that your ears just have to enjoy. When it comes down to it though, Xenoverse is a surprisingly new twist to the Dragon Ball series that we haven't had in a long time. And you can tell how much love was put into this game from all of the item names, Dragon Balls, fandom jokes, including some Team 4-Star stuff, and more. You know, they really took their time with this game, and it shows. I'm really hoping for a Xenoverse 2 though, just to be able to touch up some of the problems that this game has in the future, because with a few more changes, this game could have been one beautiful masterpiece. I just have to give a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters Rob La Liberty, Harry Martin, Dominic Sharma, and YouTubers Cray Trey and The Game Plank. Without these guys, my channel may not be even possible. Thank you so much. And for news and information on my channel, don't forget to check out my Facebook and Twitter. And if you enjoyed, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video.